Hello everyone and welcome to this month's IRQTC Training Tips newsletter. I'm Brian Traskos, the founder and director of the Institute for Rehabilitative Qigong and Tai Chi. Happy holidays. This holiday newsletter is a partner newsletter actually to last year at this same time, where we focus primarily on heart health. The reason I think it's important to focus on heart health this particular time of year is because studies tell us that the week between Christmas and New Year's has the highest incidence of cardiac events in the entire country throughout the entire year. That's the week where people have the most cardiac distress, is at the end of this month, at the end of this holiday month, right in the peak time where all the good stuff is supposed to be happening. I highly recommend you check out that newsletter, by the way. If you go to the IRQTC website, resources, newsletter archives, it's entitled Smile. So please check that out. Well, so why is that? Why is this time of year potentially creating tremendous cardiac distress for people? Well, if you think about it on one hand, I just heard a song yesterday on the radio, the most wonderful time of the year. Andy Williams is singing about it's the happiest time of the year. There's marshmallows for toasting and cheers to be having, and so this time of year is supposed to be about tinsel and garland and light and love and joy and people getting along with each other and hugging, and the kids always happy all the time. And so that's what it's supposed to be like, right? That's the Christmas card version of what it's supposed to be like. But what if it's not like that? What if we're harried and we're running from store to store to try to pick up last minute things? What if we're spending our time with people who don't enrich us? What if we're spending our time at jobs that don't enrich us? What if our patients and clients are stuck in the hospital over the holidays and not able to spend time with their loved ones? What if healthcare workers are stuck at work? Maybe not stuck at work, but that's where they are. They're at work, spending their time there, rather than maybe where they would like to be, which is with their loved ones and with their young families. So life doesn't always show up the way that it's supposed to show up on the Christmas card. And I think many times that can create distress and depression and frustration and all types of emotions that are actually opposite of the ones that are on the Christmas card. And that can create a tremendous amount of inner conflict and apparently result in a tremendous amount of cardiac conflict as well from these statistics that we see this time of year. Last year we talked about this in terms of smiling and how important that is how important it is to smile with our clients and with ourselves for so many reasons. And I had a personal story around that. I'm going to share another personal story here today that I was reminded of last month at a training. And we were talking about how frustrated we were feeling as a group, as a professional rehabilitation group, because of the burdens that were placed upon us in terms of work capacity and productivity and these sorts of things. And I shared a story of my own, probably about 7, 8, 9 years ago. I was working in an outpatient clinic where I was seeing 20 patients a day. I didn't own the clinic, I was working for somebody else, and that was the expectation, that I was going to see 20 patients a day. And honestly, it was one of the most frustrating times of my professional and personal life. I would go to work every day, and as I got closer to work, my chest would just get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. I felt like I was underserving people. I felt like I just couldn't do enough. I really felt the burden of that. I felt like, again, my patients were, things to be fixed that were on a conveyor belt, and they're just rushing past me all day, and I'm trying to slap things on them and just get by as best I can. It was very unsatisfying, very unfulfilling for me, and was creating some health impact, obviously, as well. And something changed one day when I decided, it was a conscious decision, to take at least 3 deep breaths with every one of my clients during the day. And it wasn't always that they just came in and we sat down and took three deep breaths. We did that often. Other times I'd space those breaths out throughout our treatment session, which was 15 minutes long or something like that. But I made a conviction that I was going to do that, take those 3 breaths a day with everyone. And lo and behold, I was taking 60 deep breaths a day now, whereas before I wasn't taking really any at all. And I was just running around all choked up inside. And I noticed I started to feel better within a very short period of time. I felt like I could advocate for myself better at work. I felt like I could manage my work a little bit better. I felt like I was connecting better with my patients again in that way. And almost all of my patients appreciated that as well. That moment to just slow down, breathe in, breathe out. And when you do that, you just experience the breath, you experience the moment as it is, and you can kind of let go of some other things. And it really had a nice effect with many of my clients as well. So I would ask you this time of year, if you're feeling harried and rushed, and certainly if your clients are feeling depressed and not living that Christmas card fantasy, a very simple thing that we can do is to take 3 breaths, just 3 breaths, with every one of our clients during the day. So last month when I was doing this training and I challenged the people in the group to do that, many of them said that they would. And I'm going to challenge all of us again to do that as well. Let's take those 3 deep breaths just for a month. Let's do it for a month. Let's do it through the holiday season and see what happens, see what changes that we get. And then let's go ahead and I'll post it on the IRQTC Facebook page and find out what were our personal experiences through that process of just taking that deep, long breath in and out 3 times with each one of our clients. That leads me to kind of my next thought here. I attached 2 research studies to this newsletter on Tai Chi and cardiac rehabilitation, showing research benefits in self-efficacy, life quality, as well as VO2 max. That's right, VO2 max actually. So people who have had myocardial infarctions and do Tai Chi practice actually show an improvement with their, not only their cardiac capacity, but their cardiopulmonary capacity as well, because it is rated as a low to moderate intensity aerobic activity. And of course, we have 4 baskets of practice. We have movement, meditation, self-massage, and that last breathing component as well. So a really easy exercise to do if we want to add in some movement as well is one I call heart opening. Great for this time of year. Palms are facing towards the chest, and it's a long out breath, pushing out and away, opening the chest up, gently just retracting those shoulder blades down and back, making sure that the spine is nice and tall. And then in breath, back to the center. Nice and easy. Out breath. A wonderful way to stretch and open the chest. And then in breath. And then that long, slow out breath. Again, like you're pushing through honey or pushing through water. Good. In breath. And out breath. This movement is actually part of our Rehabilitative Tai Chi for neck and shoulders program, but it does help to open up that heart space, expanding the breath out and in. Good, and then relax. So let's try that this year. Let's just take a moment to slow down, take a few deep breaths with our clients and with ourselves to get through this holiday season with a little bit more joy, a little bit more love, a little bit more understanding, a lot more relaxation, and a lot more attention to being in the present moment. I wish all of you the happiest and healthiest of holiday seasons and New Year's. We have so many wonderful things going on here at the IRQTC that we can't wait to share with you at the turn of the new year. So let's keep in touch. Let's talk about how we're doing with these things, and love and peace to each and every one of you. Take care. Bye-bye.